All right. So today was the first day of my revisions to the first draft of my novel. What I tend to do for the first pass of revisions is do an entire read through, like a hard copy read through. As you'll see in the video right here, I'm actually going through each individual page of the manuscript and just making notes. I have a notebook both on the desk, and obviously I'm making notes on the page as well. And that's kind of my process works. Just go through, make those initial just corrections, thoughts, the sort of broad overall ideas that I'm looking for, and making some sentence level corrections as well as I go through. Now, today was being the very first day. I had gone into the revisions and kind of the review process here, thinking that the read-through was going to go way better than it did. It's one of those things where you're always told that a first draft is going to be bad, but until you actually see your own, you can't really brace for it. I guess somewhat foolishly thought that my first draft was going to be a bit better than upon rereading it that it actually turned out to be. In fact, it wasn't until I got to page 68 that I looked at my novel and said, "Oh wow, this is a really good section. This is a great job with what you wrote here." That means 68 pages I read through that I was not happy with at all. So definitely a discouraging day. I actually left it off right after that section, so I stopped around somewhere like in the low 70s as far as the page count goes, because I wanted to end my day on a very happy note of, well, you got through a lot of that, but at least there's some good stuff that's still hanging around. But yeah, 68 pages before I finally got to a section that I thought was good. Yeah. So over the next couple of days, that's gonna be kind of my goal, is just to do the first read through, and then I'll start making the corrections. I think what I'll do is I'm floating around the idea of finding a way to kind of record myself going through my edits on the computer, and then doing a voiceover like I'm doing now. So that's how you can kind of see almost like a live editing process and how I work. But yeah, that's 68 pages of just complete, varying degrees of needing work, we'll say. And so definitely humbling, very, very humbling. As much as I am told that first drafts are always going to be terrible, it's still a shock to look back at your own and realize how much work is still left.